All right, so today we're going to talk about endpoint versus antivirus. There's a lot of new terminology about there. Everyone kind of knows what antivirus is, and endpoint is different, and not many people know about it. So we're going to talk about it. So the traditional antivirus, this is how it works. When you download a file into your downloads folder or on your computer, the antivirus scans that file. It provides a fingerprint ID called a hash value of that file, and then checks it against its list of known bad hashes, known bad file fingerprints. And that's how it works. That's it.
Mhm.
If that hash value, that fingerprint value, does not equal any of the the values on that list, it does not alert onto it. It just allows it through. Doesn't block it. Doesn't tell you about it. Just allows it through. So that's great. If the file hash is listed in that list and the list is updated properly to catch all the new ones that are out there, and that file has been seen somewhere else before, so meaning it's pretty common, and a bunch of other if ands that go with that. Where endpoint protection comes in is it does that. It has a list, an updated list, or let's say Checkpoint Harmony, for example. Checkpoint Harmony's list updates every 4 hours. On top of that, in between that time, they're also capturing user behavior analytics, meaning that they're capturing how you as a end user are using your phone and your computer, in certain ways, like how you operate, how you send emails, that sort of stuff, all to show a baseline of this is what normal activity is, and then it will alert on anything abnormal to that activity. So it adds AI, is what we're talking about, into it. That's
Mhm.
artificial intelligence. It's a system that's monitoring how things are working on a computer, and then it alerts that is a known normal activity, and alerts on anything that's out of normal activity.
Mhm.
And that's where the antiviruses, nutritional antiviruses, don't do it. So that's what that does. What user behavior analytics allows us to do is to catch things that aren't on that list of fingerprints, bad fingerprints, right?
Mhm.
It allows us to catch malicious activity that may be operating but hasn't been caught by normal means or a user, because it's different activity than what's normally happening on the machine.
Mhm.
And that's the biggest difference, is that endpoint monitors for the activity that's happening on the machine. It doesn't just check file hashes against known bad lists.
Mhm.
It protects against things that it may not even know is bad, but knows it's out of normal behavior.
And it's a broader range, right? It's a broader range than just the antivirus, because is that part of the anti-phishing and
Yes.
the anti-ransomware and the anti-exploit and the anti-bot that Checkpoint covers, which antivirus only does one small layer, and the endpoint covers a huge layering security to make sure that nothing's getting through
Yep.
onto your device. Not just your laptop, but your cell phone also, which is a device if you use it for work.
Same thing. And like, for example, you were saying phishing. Phishing is a great example where Checkpoint's AI does user behavior analytics to verify. Okay, well, this is a sender that you haven't seen before or haven't sent to before. This is why are you sending? We also check for data within the emails. What we'll flag on why is Susie in accounting sending HR specific data to an external email address outside of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Why would that be happening? It might be a known legitimate reason, and then our team will follow up and verify that. But uh, 9 times out of 10, that's not good.
Right. So,
So
so it also does analysis, because it does the
yes.
behavior, and then it does the analysis to make sure that there is no data loss going out. Like there is
Hmm.
no data loss happening, so that and on the phishing end of it, Checkpoint covers maybe 95% of that phishing, because there might be some legitimate emails that aren't phishing, but they're new to the system. And so they might allow those through, but the user can then decide, no, I need to send this to Gipson Cyber because it's not,
Yeah,
part
and
of.
it's great about Checkpoint is that it allows for the native phishing reporting buttons within Outlook to report to us and Gmail.
Mhm.
So like if you go to our Gmail or go to an Outlook and you right click to report the phishing, that phishing reporting message will come to us, Gipson Cyber, and we'll know that. There's no extra buttons that need to be installed. There's nothing, no other, no other like way that a user needs to interact with the email. It just operates natively with stuff that's already there, which is great because we don't have to then train our users to redo something else. We can just have them using their normal function, say report it just like you would report it to any other thing, and then we'll get it. I really like it. It's pretty cool.
And then this becomes proactive because then
Mhm.
the user getting that email can say, instead of just putting it into a delete, I'm putting it into my recycle bin. If they right click it, then it comes to us, and that user's communicating with us at Gipson Cyber to let us know. And then we can compile IP addresses and stop anything coming from there as well. So it's just another layering tool, but the endpoint covers so much more than just an antivirus. And a lot of people, I think, just think antivirus and firewall, right? They don't think
Yeah.
all those other components post-COVID, right?
Yeah.
Post-COVID.
Yes.
So,
And what's funny is that antivirus will say you'll have some antiviruses that will say, "Oh, we protect against emails." Well, yes, only if you're actively receiving emails on that device that it's installed on. So it means that like if it doesn't actually stop the emails going into your inbox, it stops them from coming into your device. So your phone or your computer. But if something's being sent to Office 365 and you haven't updated your phone, or maybe you're looking at you're at your grandma's house for Thanksgiving and you need to check your email,
mhm.
you're not going to be protected. That's what we do. We install our security right onto Office 365 so
Mhm.
that no matter where you are, no matter what endpoint you're on, defense in depth, you are always going to be protected, layer
Right.
upon layer.
Right. And I think that's why what we offer is so much bigger. I call it the cake versus the cupcake, right?
Hmm.
So the endpoint protection really does a lot of layers, and all the platforms speak to one another. So if they catch something here, the red flags can go and check over here. So it's a constant state of communication within the system itself, and then with the user and us.
Yeah, it's called the
So,
threat cloud. So it's what's so all those the endpoints in the emails and phones and even SharePoint and Google Drive scanning, all that stuff is within the same threat cloud and is actively being passed and shared back and forth between the products so that the left hand knows what the right hand is doing.
right. And I think that's the one thing small companies don't always realize, that they need that big threat cloud coverage, because an antivirus isn't going to cover it. And then anti-malware is not going to cover it either.
Hmm.
They need that threat cloud on everything so that there's communication to stop the threat to even getting to the user.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
okay. Awesome.
Awesome. Well, this was a good run, a little quick one, but a lot of good information. And we'll have a good rest of your day.
All
Talk to
right.
you later.
Cool. Take care.
Bye.